Yes, people, welcome back to another episode of Never a Foul on a Thursday. You know, actually up and running this time. We got man like Matt in the building. We've got Savva joining in about 5-ish minutes. We already know Monster's late. Gooner Lee's always late as well, to be fair. But regardless of all that, Van Dijk's has signed a new deal, which you kind of expected, to be fair. So now you've got 2 out of 3 done. That's sorted. Man United and Spurs tonight, final leg. We'll see what happens there. Could be Ange's last game. Amrim's under mad pressure. And then, yes, the main thing that happened yesterday is, do you know what I mean? Arsenal humiliate Madrid in Madrid.
Oh, real talk.
Real talk.
Madrid have been smacked 5-1 on aggregate by 2 City teams. Sorry, by 2 English teams in the last 3 years. Mm. But, bro, do you know what? I saw, who is it? Is it Danny? Was it Danny Carvajal came out and said, City, sorry, I'm going to keep saying City. Arsenal came here to playing to defend. Yeah.
No, I think it was Vasquez.
Sorry, it was Vasquez that said it. Yeah. It was Vasquez that said it. Bro, Arsenal won both. For me, Arsenal were the better team in both halves. Right. Yeah. And Arsenal looked the more likely to score in both halves. Right. Mm. That's what I can't stand about Madrid. That's why even me as a rival, I'm kind of like, haha, hold that to Madrid, yeah? Because it's the bitterness when they lose, man. Like, just hold it. Like, just hold it. You got beat by a better team. And let's be real, over 4 halves of football, I don't believe Madrid were better in one of them.
Yeah, facts.
That's the truth, right? Facts. Yeah, man, I can't lie. Congratulations, bro. Like, you, man, I ain't really done too many shows since you beat them 3-0. That performance was sensational. I don't know if maybe yesterday's performance was equally as good, maybe better, because it was a second leg at the Bernabeu, which, look, this is where all of us content creators have to hold it. We all told you, second leg at the Bernabeu. Bro, we were wrong, innit? We were wrong. Simple and short.
No, but listen, big up, man. I feel like for me, I kind of felt confident from the beginning, and that wasn't to disrespect Real Madrid. You know that. So you played against Real Madrid. This Real Madrid team, yes, they're not as good as previous Real Madrid teams. However, hey, I didn't see this guy for time. I've been hiding.
Reunited and it feels so good.
My guy, Matt, man. We said
I'm good. Now I'm just talking Arsenal, Real Madrid. Now, for me, a lot of people say the 3-0 performance was better. And it was in terms of the atmosphere, what Declan Rice did. I don't think you're going to see another player do that. 2 top-tier free kicks.
Yeah.
However, to go to the Bernabeu, you're 3-0 up, and to keep that mentality of, you know what, we've got to not concede early here, as we always said. We've got to, and I don't know, the mentality in Arsenal, it has changed. We have to accept that. Like, we're not getting bullied by.
You're not Arsenal 3 years ago, innit? Or 2 years ago.
Do you know what? That's
you learn.
Bro, let's be real, yeah? Because people will talk about, I know first season when you're in the title race with us, and people were talking about Jesus and Zinchenko came in and their mentality. I'll be real, bro. One of the reasons I've saw it in Rice from fucking before he joined you lot. That man's mentality is different, yeah. If you look at, and I know it's only the Conference League, and I know every single Chelsea fan in here will be saying, "Daps, they only won the Conference League." But let's be real. West Ham had no business winning the Conference League, right? Right. Rice's mentality is special, yeah. And even yesterday, bro, Rice owns Bellingham, by the way. Let's be clear. Declan Rice fucking owns Bellingham. Yeah, owns him. And everything about, I agree. The first game, yeah, shout to the Arsenal fans, because that atmosphere was mad. The atmosphere at the first game. yesterday, I think yesterday was a better performance because you went to the Bernabeu, right? Everyone's told you about the Bernabeu. I've been telling you personally about the Bernabeu. You went to the Bernabeu, bro. The most I've seen at the Bernabeu, actually, I've been there 3 or 4 times. The most I've seen us get is a draw. I've never seen us win there. We have won there before. I think it was.
You did win there before.
I think it was COVID season.
Yeah, I remember
certain it was COVID season.
You beat them. You've got like equal record, by the way.
I'm pretty certain it was COVID season in the black kit.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, that one. It was that one, yeah.
Gabriel Jesus.
And
Jesus ruined the minute.
Jesus balled out that one, yeah.
There. And you went there and you beat them. And they'll be. Don't get me wrong. There was already people in the comments saying about this Madrid team don't look, and yeah, cool, no problem. I don't care, bro. But rubbish Madrid teams have won the Champions League before. Worse Madrid teams have won the Champions League before. Like all of that this is Arsenal with no heritage. This is Arsenal with, a squad that haven't really won much, and they went to the Bernabeu and got the fucking job done. Like we can't. I'm interested to see what twists people come up with for Arsenal now. I am, because we told you you're not going to win the Champions League because of heritage. Yeah, you now have PSG who have no heritage, right? I'm interested to see, because at this point we just have to go, do you know what? Yeah, and that's what I said. I said to everyone, I thought you'd win the first leg. I didn't think you'd win it by enough. I thought you'd lose the second leg, and I thought you'd go out. I did say, though, on Northside's channel that if you beat Real Madrid over 2 legs, why the fuck not can Arsenal win the Champions League? Why not, right? Why not? Because what beating Madrid over 2 legs does to your confidence.
Exactly. We say go on. You're lagging, by the way.
I was going to say quickly. Sorry, can you hear me now?
No, I can hear you, but it's delayed, in it, because of whatever, say connection in it.
Yeah. No, I was going to say quickly before Lee comes in. I was going to say, and Lee probably sees it as well, is that Arsenal do frustrate me, because when Arsenal lose a game, it's rare that it's the opposition outdo us. We do things where it's like we cost ourselves, whether it's a red card, whether it's stupidness at the back. I think the only time I've seen us scored is probably Newcastle, like that away one. That's the only game where I've looked at them, battered, pillar to post, no excuse, done. The rest of it's like, mate, we're actually such a good team, but with Arsenal, we get PTSD of previous years, what's happened, and it really does bug us. But when I look at this, like Miles Lewis-Skelly, for example, 18 years old, left back, you're at the Bernabeu. Brother, before the game, the man's on his phone chilling, just smiling, and like, it's the little things. And I think what Arteta is trying to build, or what he's building it, is fantastic. But we just need just a bit more to make sure we stay at that top. And players like Declan Rice, Lee, you remember in the summer when I said, I kept saying, like, what he brings to the side is phenomenal. And we've always needed them leaders, them people, when we go to battle, are ready to fight. Because sometimes it's not about the performance straight away, it's battling first. So Alex used to say it. You battle first, get to where you need to get to, and then the quality will shine. And then your star boy misses a pen, but still dinks, probably the best goalkeeper in Europe now. So listen, I'm buzzing, and don't let anyone, any other fans tell me different.
Bro, I just think that.
Don't let any other Arsenal fans. What?
He tried to dink him once, it didn't work, so he said, "Fuck it, I'm dinking you this game, bro. I'm scoring
And that's what I'm saying. So listen, let's enjoy it. And all that remontada thing, I'm sure you all saw it. These men were talking like they were taking us to war, And I was like,
the energy for the energy is mental. Like I've never
Rodrigo's
seen
dad
so much.
praying at 3 a.m. Rodrigo's dad was out at 3 a.m.
It's mad.
Anyway, take the floor.
What you say about performance-wise, man? Because it's like, bro, you know what it is, yeah? A month ago, you're sorting Arteta, which is fine, by the way. I don't care that but now it's like all of a sudden, every little piece is starting to fall into place. Andrea Bert's coming in. You're looking at top striker now. Anything that Arteta wants, he's not getting now. He's looking at the overall picture. And then now you're in prime. I'm not going to lie. You're in prime position to go to a final, innit? I'll be real. I think you're the kryptonite to PSG's way of playing, innit?
Bro, I bought my tickets to Munich yesterday, bro.
What, for real? Have you,
For
Lee?
real?
Yeah,
I ain't
bro.
sound like you.
Bro, see, my bedroom's talking about going Paris, and I said to him, bro, I'm not gonna lie, because I don't rate Paris that much.
Yeah, bro. Paris is dirty, bro. There's
Yeah,
rats
bro,
on the
minging.
street, bro.
Yeah,
It's
it's nasty.
bro.
Don't rate nothing about Paris as a tourist, and nothing about Paris as a football fan when I went there. Even the bars, yeah. Like whereas with Munich, oh, bro, Munich's cold. So you booked your flights, yeah?
Yeah, bro. Booked my flights, booked an apartment, six beds, bro. It's nice, bro. So yeah, nah, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not sitting here saying we're going through, but I did it more just to avoid paying so much in case we do get there, innit? So, nah, bro. I'll be honest. I just think there's 3 players that you really need to hone in on. We can talk about all the players, but one, Lewis-Skelly, like that guy is actually fake. He's genuinely outrageous in it. Like the manipulation of the ball, the coming in from the left back position, the way that he holds the ball up, he's so strong. Like there's so much about this guy here that I just, bro,
Need
I
the
can't,
shit house 3.
bro. Like
he gets the dark arts of football already.
Even if you see on his Instagram, he's put up an Insta post, and even the song choice, one of the pictures where he's getting studied by Rudiger, like the guy's just fake, bro. Like I was apprehensive before the game. I was very nervous in it. I'm not gonna lie, and bro, I can't say no more in it. I think Lewis-Skelly, Declan Rice, man. I mean, I don't know what more I need to say on this guy, man. Like he's actually out of this world, isn't it? Out of this world, and it's a close call between Saliba and Kivior for me. For that third point for player to talk about, Kivior and Saliba. But I think why I'm going to give it to Saliba is because he literally said, you know what, I'm going to take Mbappe and I'm going to one-up you. He was the one that kind of marshaled and took the game more to Mbappe, even though Kivior, listen, outstanding performance, but I think Saliba was absolutely insane. I thought Saka was good. I thought Marino was good. Everybody was good.
I didn't even notice Marino got 2 assists.
2 assists, bro. Odegaard, people, trying to dunk it on Odegaard. I think the first half, weren't great. Second half, stepped up. I thought he was a lot better. But yeah, no, for me, honestly, the only thing I can complain about is Partey with the stupidest yellow card. Like other than that, bro, I can't say no more, bro. Like I was in awe. Watching that game. And listen, man, it's gonna be I think the PSG game's gonna be a lot harder. I think the PSG game is going to be a lot harder, but
Where's the second leg? Where's the second leg?
We're home first. You're home first
again.
That might suit him. It might suit you though.
I think it
I said to my boy yesterday, I went out to watch the game, innit? I don't know whether it's a good thing that we're home first with no Partey or we're away first with no Partey now. I don't know, innit?
I think I think it's all right. I'm so annoyed at Partey for that. These brain dead moments he has really piss me off. But I do think that, I think we can kind of get away with it at the Emirates.
Yeah. I think if you're talking with Partey, I think it's right at the Emirates without him. I don't know. Again, I want to say, it's all about with Champions League. The second leg at home is important, but you've just proven me wrong with that anyway. So I'm not even going to that's proven wrong now.
I will say though, I'm gonna downplay the win a tiny bit, and the only Real Madrid ain't good, bro. They're actually not good, bro. Listen. I think on the face of it, doing what we've done, the achievement, winning both games as well, is amazing, fantastic. But I do think there's got to be a little bit of just a tiny bit of calmness because Real Madrid, I keep saying it, they're literally like Chelsea. They're a paper team.
Yeah, but say if you ask you ain't been good this year. Same thing.
No, we haven't.
It's all about form as well, though.
No, it is.
They weren't in great form.
I'm not discrediting no win. I'm not trying to take anything away from Arsenal. Listen, I'm gassed. I'm happy, but I just think when we look at it, Real Madrid are a paper team, just like Chelsea, but they actually aren't good. Too many. I was very disappointed with him yesterday. I thought, what's his name? Even Rudiger getting into silly fights for no reason, doing things he shouldn't really be doing, pushing people down, Bellingham.
But don't you think But don't you think the way they performed yesterday to me, yeah, it looked like a sulky Real Madrid that were. And do you know what?
Rattle, bro.
What really pissed me off, yeah, was at half time. I can't remember who one of the pundits was, yeah, but he said the referee's having a really bad game, and I thought, do you know what?
Fake.
This is
No, he had a good game.
Bro, the referee had and I thought, right, okay, cool. So the referee, and they go, you know, he got a decision wrong. It had to go to VAR. Let's be real about that situation. Yes, the referee got the decision wrong, but at least the referee had some balls to make a decision during the game. But even more so, something we will never see a Premier League referee do, yeah, was when he looked at his own mistake and said, my bad.
He was
my bad. I got it wrong. The amount of times Madrid were going down.
Let me tell you, bro. You see the stuff I was saying when I was up, when I was watching that game, because that penalty happened just kind of after Saka missed his penalty, bro.
Yeah.
The shit I was saying, bro. I was about to pop Saka's neck, bro. I literally was about to pop his neck. Because I was like, why? Just why? Like, what was your reasoning? Like, there's no reason to do that. Like you've never done that before. There's no acclaim from you scoring a Panenka or you scoring it top bin.
Nah, not at the Bernabeu,
man.
Not at the Bernabeu. Score the goal to go 1-0 up is mad.
If it was the second penalty, I would have heard it because it would the first goal would have settled Arsenal down. Then we start popping the ball, doing what we did. Even you saw it when we scored the first goal. We started to settle it down. We were popping the ball around. So look, like other than that, man, there's a lot to be happy about with Arsenal and that performance because, bro, 5-1 on aggregate. And I think people need to we actually won.
You basically
you won. That's the key. You won the second leg there. But I was just going to say on the referee, that for me, Madrid were doing the usual thing, like trying to win free kicks everywhere, and the ref was not having it. Like, it's a referee at the Bernabeu that was not having it. He just let the game play, and you could tell. I think because first 5 minutes, 10 minutes, Madrid came out and you're thinking, oh shit, these men are on it, right? The minute they weren't getting decisions that they thought they should, even though they shouldn't have, the minute they weren't having any luck, because there's no fluidity in that team at the moment, they started sulking. It just felt like a team that was sulking. And do you know what? Madrid, probably when they brought on Brahim Diaz, that's probably when they looked a little bit better. But I think like Mbappe, I saw at one point, Mbappe, the most obvious goal kick, and he was trying to claim a corner and like looking at the ref. They're just too entitled. That's why for me, even as a rival of you, like I'm there going, nah, these lot are too entitled, man. Arsenal earned that win. Earned that win 100%.
Little bitches, they're bitches, and you know what? Yeah, I love this agenda, man. Because you know what? Because I
bet there's agendas in the comments.
No, my agenda is Black Tominay, Jude Smellingham, Jude Bellaney, absolute rubbish player, no aura, thinks he's Zidane, tuck in your shirt, shave your facial hair. Guess what? You're still a scrub. You're still a scrub. Yeah. This is what I'm talking about. This guy, when it comes to moments, and whatever. See these men that go produce nothing most of the game and just pop up with goals, aka your Bruno Fernandez's of the world or whatever. I can't stand them, and he's one of them. Good, you can score a goal. The hardest thing in the game is to score a goal. I don't know that in the you're meant to be in the penalty area. That's where you are. But guess what? I think
Rice was owning him yesterday as well. Even when Bellingham did get to
I swear he got vexed.
So he did in the first half, though. You did not see when Bellingham was through in the second half and Rice out of nowhere, came through and just won the ball cleanly.
Everyone had a go on him. Everyone had a go on him, Lewis-Skelly was first. Thomas Partey was next. Rice clamped him not once but twice, And guess what Erdegaard gave him? The oopsie daisy shoulder, on the right-hand side. Bro, he is not it. He's not that guy. He was that guy last year, because guess what? When you play transition football, that's what happens.
I'll be honest, bro.
You've got the best players around you. You're going to score.
I'll be honest. Bellingham, to me, does seem like a different... Right, if you look at Bellingham when he was when he was young.
Oh, by the way,
yeah?
he didn't shake Skelly's hand after the match.
Yeah, that's
mental.
scummy as hell as well.
Yeah,
Like,
excellent
that's
guy,
scummy.
man.
What a bitch.
But bro, I was going to say on Skelly earlier, yeah. For me, I watched Skelly, yeah, and Skelly is he 18?
18, just turned 18.
Bro, the way he gets the dark arts of football is mad, yeah.
Already.
He gets the dark arts, yeah. And when you're playing teams like Real Madrid, I'll be honest, when you're playing teams like City, yeah, these things that Skelly's done against Madrid, done against us, yeah,
Liverpool.
to be doing that at 18 years old and get the dark arts. But now, I was going to say on Bellingham, when Bellingham was younger, yeah, like, you know, when he's
so much more fluid,
so
man.
much better. Like, I think Madrid are changing Bellingham as a player, right? And if you want a box crasher, and this is a problem. I always thought this. The first season at Madrid, Bellingham was playing a position that is not he was just a box crasher. That was it, yeah. Now they're trying to play him a bit more as a midfielder, but they've changed him too much. And Rice is, and I'll be honest, we've been linked with both of them. I was more pissed off when we didn't get Rice than Bellingham. Like, I think Rice is and Cass, you did speak to Spurs J about it, yeah? Because he was saying Bellingham's a better
I said
footballer than
he
Rice.
said he's got better technique than Rice. He said he's got better technique than Rice. I'm like, in what version? I'm like, in what version? Rice can pass the ball better, by the way. Technique, he's better dribbler than him. He's got got better free kicks than him and whatnot. When it comes to actually close control, Declan Rice is definitely better than him. He can play first phase better than him. So there's different phases of different technique. If you want to go,
if you put it this way, with Bellingham, like, if we go to England as well, England without a Rice would really struggle. Proper. He's the type
because there's no clampers, isn't it?
No clampers. With Bellingham, it's like you can do without it. Like you can and you know, when I look at Bellingham, don't get me wrong, when he first went, took the number 5, Adidas, but the way they've built him up, it's like, bro, you're all right.
You're overrated.
Yeah.
You're that lead. It's too much. It's too much.
This is it.
Just seeing him yesterday, he's tucked in the shirt and that, like he's about business. And I was like, bro, but you're getting done out here. Lewis-Skelly's showing you up at 18 and you're not shaking his hand. How petulant are you?
Yeah, that's mad.
And another thing, he was the one that come and spoke about Ramontada. Oh, we've been watching this video. And that. All right, but what have you done? Like, don't come out talking all that and putting that performance.
Well, this is a thing, yeah. And bro, it's this exact same thing as the way they snubbed the Ballon d'Or awards, where they literally did a whitewash. They won every award pretty much apart from the overall Ballon d'Or, and they don't turn up to it. Yeah, like, it's just, have some class, man. You're supposed to be like, for me, heritage, class should be similar things. How can you have so much heritage and so little class? Right?
Yeah.
It's just, and it's sad. I'll be honest, sad to see an English player over there acting like that as well. That's where, when we played him last season, I kept seeing him go to the ground and just looking at the ref. You know, when Madrid players look at referees, yeah, and the look is just like, are you mad? Not giving me a free kick for that? And you're like, what?
They're just entitled, isn't it? They're just so entitled.
Yeah. Just a quick one as well.
So go on.
Now, I was going to say, I think you spoke when you said about Saliba, and everyone knows I'm a big Saliba stan, obsessed. You know what? Yeah, from day. But when Gabriel went out, two things. When Gabriel went out, I said, you know what? I want to see you, Saliba, now take over the back four. Now it's you. You've got to now. We talk about Gabriel being this warrior, this colossal defender. Now you're going to have Kivio as changes. And we've all played football. When you lose that partner you're used to, you've got to adjust. Yeah. He's done well. Very well. Timber at the right. We're not talking about him yet, but listen, soon we're going to have a conversation because the guy at right back is different. He doesn't get murdered by anyone, yeah? But, the Rice bit really is massive because when you play teams like Real Madrid, these big away games, you need players that will roll up their sleeves and put in. Rice would get mad at Partey, yeah? And sometimes as a player, if you see Rice putting it in and putting in the performances, naturally your level raises. Look at when, I'm trying to think of, when Barca go there and rip them up, you've got the guy in midfield dictating, Lamine Yamal doing his thing. You need players where it's like, bro, we need big performances from you today. I think Real Madrid underestimated us. I know they were poor, but I think it's kind of like, we've got the Euro, we've got this. I'm seeing the coach come. We're going to get the youth players to meet you lot. And like, come on. And you know what? I really hate them now. It used to be Barca back in the day. I really used to hate Barca that way. But now you've won 15 Champions Leagues and you're coming out, can't accept losing. Bro, you're not going to win every year. Like you got done
They,
over.
they do say though, they do listen. It seems like I'm gonna be a Real Madrid fanboy, but they do say, "Show me a good loser. Show me what is it? Show me a good loser, and no, show me a happy loser, and that's a loser or something like this.
Yeah,
like that.
I do hear you on
So-
that. Do you know, it's a not shaking hands for me.
I know. But look,
And
ultimately,
more so, Lee, as well, yeah, I would say the reason why that would piss me off from Bellingham is, bro, like, I'm pretty certain Bellingham, you've been round the England camp with Skelly, yeah?
Yeah,
Bellingham,
yeah.
you're an England boy. You know these guys. You definitely have spoke to them, yeah? Like, come on. And more so, therefore, be a role model to Skelly. I get you don't play for the same team, but for me, I'd get it if maybe some of the Spanish were like that. With Bellingham, it's like, bro, you by all means keep doing that, but look what's happening. Me as a City fan now, but I'm an Englishman, I don't really fuck with Bellingham no more. Now, another fan base, the Arsenal fan base, who again are English, they're not fucking with Bellingham now more. And some people go, oh, well, he probably doesn't care. Well, he should care. Because I'm pretty certain in an interview, he has spoke before about what it means to put the England shirt on, right? So if you mean that, surely you want us lot to still fuck with you.
That's what happened last season, bro.
Huh?
He was all doing up that gimmick, which got absolutely, Rio Ferdinand sucking his dick.
Yeah, Rio needs to get
about the respect that he was showing other clubs and all this kind of blah blah.
Yeah.
I ain't seen that this year,
Oh,
man.
walking
You know what I mean?
Walking
around
the badge and
like
that.
you
Yeah,
fucking weirdo.
yeah,
Walk on the fucking back.
yeah.
Spit on it,
Be
bro.
consistent, innit?
Pause.
Be consistent. If you're going to show respect to teams, don't. I think the maddest one is to Skelly, who's an 18-year-old. Bellingham, bro, Bellingham probably had performances like that when he was 18 years old, yeah? So I think that's a bit shit to not shake fucking my man's hand still. And I'm shocked at Skelly, real talk. That's
No.
better.
But yeah, look, I think the last person I think is Saka though. Like Saka, I think look, that I was gonna say, look, I think someone said it yesterday, I can't remember who it was, but I'd be so real with you. Like, I just think if you don't think he's world class, it is what it is now, isn't it? Like if you think he's world class, then it is what it is. Like for me, I don't feel like I need any justification, any gratification from any fan, whether they're Arsenal fan or rival fan, to tell me that Saka's world class. I can't have that conversation. It's pointless. Saka is, for me, world class, and it's undeniable. Rice, for me, is world class. I don't feel like I need to be on a panel show and have that discussion with anyone else anymore, because I don't know why the parameters have to constantly move, whether it's their length of time, whether it's the big games, whether it's this, whether it's that. For me, I don't need to justify
it's similar to
more
that Harry
about
Kane.
Saka.
It's similar to that Harry Kane thing.
How
many years I get to argue that this man
100.
is world class? He's like, but he ain't won nothing. But I'm like, wait, but what barometer does that mean? What does that really mean, though? Like,
Harry Kane had to wait a lot longer, by the way. But
it doesn't matter. But No. But you keep doing this. You keep doing Okay, right. Just because one thing. Wait. No. Hold again.
You can't use a Harry Kane example and then have it. It was different.
Let me land on once. What you do is it's this petulant thing where
it's not petulant.
Wait.
Hold on. Let me land. That example wasn't given to him. That leeway wasn't given to Harry Kane.
Wait. Let me land. You keep doing this petulant thing. Oh, because my player. Oh, because this player.
It's not my player. I've got no affiliations.
Wait. Months. Let me land. I'm not. You didn't let me finish. You keep saying you didn't let me land. You keep doing this thing where you keep saying, because it's a very petulant thing where you keep saying, oh, because it's not Harry Kane, or because Harry Kane had to wait X amount of years, or because Mo Salah, I didn't rate him for 5 years. Wait, just let me.
Here we go.
Because I didn't wait him for 5. Because I didn't rate him for 5 years.
Savva.
So then that means that now I have to do the same thing for Saka. Sometimes football changes, eras change, moments change, and I'm not sitting here saying it for Saka. I'm not sitting here saying that for Saka. What I'm saying is, what I'm saying to you is, for me, I don't feel like I need to have the conversation back and forth with anybody to realize why I think Saka's world class. I think that he's shown it over the same amount of time, maybe not in the same amount of stats as Harry Kane, but I feel like over the same amount of time that we had to wait for Harry Kane to be crowned world class, which was 4 or 5 years, I feel like Saka's done that. Whether it's you think it's 3 seasons, whether you think it's 4 seasons, whether you think it's for England, whether you think it's for club, Saka for me has more than done enough to show that he's world class. Now, for you, you're going to go back to the same old rhetoric of, but this player had to wait this amount of time, or this player had to move the needle and do this, or this. For me, Saka is world class. Whatever you want to
So it's
say.
just biased then. So it's just biased then.
No, no, it's not biased because I can
No,
give
it is
you
biased.
facts.
You literally
No,
said the metric. You said the metric.
no, because I
was
said to
different
you,
for other
I
players.
think the
But
sack.
for my Arsenal boy,
No. I
think
said
he's
to
world
you,
class.
I said to you,
If it's just biased,
no, it's not. No, it's
there's
not. No,
nothing wrong
it's
with
not. It's
admitting
not.
my
No,
Arsenal
it's not.
bias.
It's
I'm going
not.
to say
It's
he's
not.
world class.
No,
Welcome
it's
to
not
the
because.
show.
No,
That's
because
fine.
no,
There's nothing
no,
wrong
it's
with
not.
that.
No, let me respond because I said in the same sentence you didn't listen. I think in the same amount of time you had to wait for Harry Kane to be world class, which was 4 or 5 years. I think Saka's more than done enough to equalise that for me, in my opinion, over England and club form, in my opinion.
Okay. Right.
Well, fair play. Does everyone else? What about everyone else in the panel? Do you want to respond to that one? Or
Yeah. First
go
of
on,
all,
go on.
it's definitely not petulant. It's actually logical as opposed to
No,
talking
it
about
is
bias.
petulance. It
That's
is
what it is.
petulance. It
It's
is
logic
petulance.
against bias. It's logic
No, it's
against
not.
bias,
It's
and you're
petulance. It's
leaning on
petulance.
bias and feeling like okay.
Nah, it's
All
petulance.
right.
It's petulance.
Listen, you've used the word petulant, and then obviously you've also used the word. I've used the word bias, and you think there's kind of a middle ground of logic there. There isn't logic because it doesn't equal the same thing. You realize that, right?
Bro,
By the way, you're both teachers. You're using big words.
I've given you the metric.
It's okay to have a bias towards your own player.
No, but I've given you facts and figures. What more do you want?
No. You literally spoke about other players.
No. I said you. I said you, not me.
Again,
I said you.
Let me break it down. Let me break it down then. You literally gave Harry Kane as an example, and you said my players. First of all, as you know, I don't have any affiliation to Harry Kane. None at all. I don't care about Harry Kane.
But you brought him up. You brought him up, though. You brought him up.
No. Cass brought up Harry Kane.
As an example.
So
yeah, I did.
exactly. So you've been thinking Saka is world class before today, before this season, Goonally. So let's not use the 3-4 as if now you have bona fide.
He's bona fide.
You have been thinking that Saka is world class. You are just out in it today and yesterday and before that. So no, Saka wasn't afforded the same time as Harry Kane, but Harry Kane plays for Tottenham and he's a different type of player and whatnot. By the way, has done way more in that time than what Saka has done. But what I would say is that what does it lean on? Your player bias, but you're using what I'm saying as petulance. And
really, because you haven't heard a word I said.
No. You use the word petulance, and all it is.
Yeah. You're being petulant because
I'm not being. Hold on.
By the way, there's some people that might not understand what petulant means, like me. So can someone?
You constantly always say, you always refer to, but this player had to wait this amount of time, and this player had to wait this amount of time. That's what you do all the time. You always do that. You always constantly compare. You compare errors the same way how you like to compare Henry and this, that, and that. That's what you do. You constantly compare errors, and for me, all I'm saying is for the same metric, for the same metric that we compared Harry Kane saying he was world class.
Let me finish my
Saka's done it.
It is not childish to use another player as a case study to compare to another player. And Harry Kane is not of a different era to Bukayo Saka. So I don't know what's petulant about that, personally. Now, as I said, you are not affording your player the same metric as another player. So therefore, it is your Arsenal bias that is bringing out your opinion.
But I literally gave you
my logic. That's all I'm saying.
No, you're lying. Stop lying.
What do you mean stop lying?
No, okay, I told you in the same amount of time it took for Harry Kane to be world class, which was about 4 years, Saka, over that 4-year period, the last 4 years, has done more than enough. That's what I said. He's done more than enough for club and country to be now considered world class. And I also said to you before last season, or this season, sorry, it was, you could to and fro whether or not there was an argument say, okay, he's not done it enough. He had to do it over the course of a season in the Champions League. The guy's got 24 GA in 24 games in Champions League now. I don't want to hear no nonsense about the guy hasn't done it in the Champions League. He's done it for England. He's done it for Arsenal. He's progressively got better. He's important for the team. He's important for England. The fact that everybody wanted to move him out of right wing and put him in left wing back, he did that. He did well, and then we wanted him to go back into right wing. For me, Saka has done more than enough over the last 4 years. The same amount of time it took for Harry Kane to be world class in his period from his first season when he scored his first goal against, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Savva, Aston Villa, a free kick. It took him 4 years to be spoken about as world class. Saka's done more than enough since the age of 17, coming in his first Europa League game to now to be considered world class. End of for me.
That's fine. That's fine, Lee. All I'm saying is that I'm pretty sure Tottenham fans were calling Harry Kane world class after a couple of years, and people were calling them.
Yes, and then to call him bona fide, it took 4 years. Yeah.
And no, I'm talking about when Tottenham fans were watching Harry Kane. They looked at him couple of seasons. You know what? This is the real deal. When I was watching Salah after he won that Champions League, I'm not gonna lie, I was calling him world class after 2 seasons. What other fans saying it's too early? Maybe the Champions League changed that. But the bottom line is that teams are gonna lean on their players and call them world class earlier than what maybe a rival fan would do. So it's okay to admit that it's your player bias. It's 6 years. It's 6 years. It's 6 years of play. It's 6 years. It's 6 years.
Yeah. Agree to disagree.
If it took you 6 years to rate Mo Salah or X amount of years to rate Harry Kane, but it takes you this amount of time for Saka to be world class,
4 years. Yeah, 4.
Fine. It's your player bias, and that's all right. Just don't label it as petulance.
You know what? I'd say it's more cheeky. Maybe more cheeky.
You constantly compare. Okay. Let me ask you, Mons. Let me ask you. What did you want to get? What did you want to get? Okay, hold on. What did you want to get from bringing up and mentioning Kane and the likes of all your other players, which you always do? What did you want to get from that?
Get from what?
What did you want to get?
Casper, I didn't bring up Kane.
Okay, but right. But on the course of the conversation, you always like to bring up Kane and Salah. What do you get from doing that? What do you want to get from that?
What do I get, bro? It's just we're using metrics because when it comes to world class, everyone has different metrics for world class. For what they think is world class. So that conversation is always kind of a back and forth thing. It's never really going to be, again, what you think, what you're seeing Saka doing, you thinking that's world class might not be what anyone else thinks on the panel. Maybe some Arsenal fans might think that. Maybe I might not think that. There are rival fans that think Saka's world class. I don't quite think he's world class at this moment in time, and that's all right. If you don't have a problem with that, that's cool. Fuck off and win something.
So now it's about winning. Hold on.
Yeah, bro. You can do the cheeky thing. You asked me about being petulant. That's me being petulant.
No worries.
That's me being petulant.
When it comes to winning, hold on.
I'm not the one. I'm not the one.
Hold on. So when it comes to winning, Gerrard can't talk to Foden because Foden's got more trophies in him, right?
Again, I just gave you an example. That's me being petulant.
We can all be stupid, right?
We can all be stupid. We're going in circles, so let's.
We can all be stupid.
I just wanted to show you the difference between petulance and logic.
By the way, I asked ages ago. Yeah, there's some people that might not know what petulance means, including myself.
It just means childish.
Okay, cool.
Well, sorry, can I just switch you slightly on Rice? Yeah, Mons, do you think Rice is world class?
No,
of course he's not.
What? But listen, we'll hear why next time because otherwise we're gonna keep.
Yeah. Bro, I think I'm actually at a point where, right.
But go hold on. Go and ask Drifty. Go and ask Drifty if McAllister's world class. It's fucking
I don't think McAllister isn't world class though.
It's ridiculous.
No, I'll be honest. Do you know what?
Go and ask him about Gravy Boat.
Do you know what? Can I just say one thing?
He's not world class either.
Can I just say one thing? If I'm Real Madrid
right now, I was going to say my players are world class. Is that what you thought I was going to say? Is that what you thought I was going to say?
No. I wasn't mentioning your players. I didn't mention Liverpool.
No.
Lee. I don't know, bro. I know that. Not Matt, not Cal, yeah. But if you're talking Drifty, yeah, bro, Drifty thinks every Liverpool player is world class, bro. So he's a different metrics, yeah.
Grow over there. So
But can I just say,
You know what I'm
Madrid
saying?
right now, based on the performance yesterday, Madrid right now, I feel Madrid, that will have shown the people at Madrid, listen, there's a lot of work that needs to be done on this group to get this squad to get us back to where we are now. 2 players, just throw them in there. And this is Madrid. When we're talking Madrid, when they think they need certain players, the Galactico label. Now, I'm not saying these 2 players are Galacticos. However, would Saka on the right and would Declan Rice in midfield improve Real Madrid? Right?
Right now, yes.
Right. And what are they the type of players that Madrid would throw the kitchen sink at? Yes, I think they would if they thought.
Yeah,
they
but
could
I just told you. I just told you
therefore,
Rodrigo's
I
not world
think-
class. Steps. I just told you Rodrigo's not world
I
class.
hear you. I hear you.
So
Bro,
that
to me,
doesn't mean anything.
I hear you. But I guess if we're only listed 1 or 2 right wingers in world football are world class, I hear you. But this is where the metrics is, man. How many players
That's
are
my
allowed to be
point.
world class?
Everyone's metrics is different. That's my point.
Yeah,
I do hear you.
I'm not
For
here
me-
calling
for me,
McAllister.
Rice and-
McAllister's not
me,
world
Rice and
class.
Saka are both
Gravenberch's not world
world
class. They're having brilliant seasons, but they're not world class.
I think
me-
Saka and Rice are both world class.
everyone needs
No,
that.
and I respect that. Bro, if you think they're world class, they're world class.
Pat says Vinny, Mbappe, Rodrigo cannot play in the same lineup, which I also agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Says Vinny and
balance
Mbappe play in the same position, drop one of them. Again, I agree. Glazer Lee is what Fonzie's saying.
Tough to
His
man.
own players.
Shit.
Olamide says, I think that's how you say it, right? Or Olu. Once you still think MLS can't play midfield. You still
know
think MLS can't?
Do you know what? I think do you know what? I thought because he's been playing the right back, the left back position, that him playing midfield would be a slight issue, just maybe defensively. But boy, no, I'm
He's
wrong.
cold,
I think that's possible. I think he
he's
can do the
cold.
job. I think he can do the job.
The difference is that rivals were still questioning Saka after 5 years of consistency from him as well.
5 years of
But
consistency.
You know what we need? We need consistency of more likes. Please,
say the
800 in the
likes.
building. Savva's not even got a word, and he's been here for about 10 minutes. So please smash the like button.
Do you know what- do you know what
180
Savva
likes.
Can I say? Do you know why Savva hasn't got to say a word yet?
Scared of Hotspur hippie.
I was going to call it. I was going to say because he's a C bomb, but anyway, there are other C bombs out
There are other C bombs out there available.
there. That clip is probably gold.
Savva, top 5 moments 2025. So
What,
far for
Savva
me.
being called a C bomb? That's rude.
Oh, no, I think that was great. To be fair.
I need to go back and watch that. Man.
No, honestly, that's a whole good hour and a half of absolute pure entertainment values and whatever.
Can I just have a little say on the world class debate? If
Of
that's
course,
all
I was
right?
going to ask you that as
Right.
well.
So I think first of all, the desperate need for football fans to call players world class baffles me. Like this constant need for
Validation.
validation. This constant need that when teams win, fans jumping on stream and going, I deserve apologies. I need this. First and foremost, be comfortable enough in your opinion that you don't need apologies. This is lots of YouTubers, by the way. I see a gal last night on here. I want apologies from this person. Well, calm down. Win the Champions League first. Then people could say we were wrong about Arteta and the Champions League. But the thing is, for me, I think that it is subjective what's world class. What it means to one person is very different to what it means to somebody else. Second of all, what are your metrics by world class? For me, I don't think a lot of these players we're talking about now would have been anywhere near a conversation of world class in a decade ago, 2 decades ago. A lot of these players now, we want them to be world class when on what? Like Saka. Saka, for me, is a top player. I don't know why Arsenal fans need me to say he's world class. He's a top footballer. For me, does some really, really good things. I need to see more in massive games. I'm not talking about quarterfinals. I need to see more in massive games. Go to PSG. Be the guy. Be the difference maker. Get a hat trick. It doesn't have to be a hat trick. You know what I mean? For me, top winger. One of the best players in that position. Yes. Is he world class? I don't know. By my metric, I don't think many people are world class. I think we're seeing the lowest standard of football player we've seen for a very long time. I don't think many footballers in the Premier League are world class. Saka, for me, is in the conversation. But
Savva, can I just ask you? Can I do a VAR?
I'm a criminal
for
when I
1 second?
say it.
Can I just do a VAR for 1 second?
It's mad when I say it.
Can I do a VAR for 1
Mad
second?
when I
I'm going to do a VAR because in 2020, in April, literally 2024, so literally a year from this month, somebody said Arsenal are miles clear defensively of Villa. He also said, which is why they've held 4. a world-class defense like Arsenal's. Now, I want to stop it there because somebody said a world-class defense like Arsenal. But hold on. How can anybody in Arsenal's defense be world class? How can Arsenal have a world class defense only this time last year when Gabriel had only been here 3 years and for the first year he wasn't great? When Saliba's only been top for 2 years. Wait, because I want to do a VAR why Saka can't be world class, but Arsenal have a world class defense. I don't understand that.
Wait, who said
you, Savva don't want to be in the middle, man.
Who said it? Who said it?
Don't worry.
No, I know what you mean. Let me finish then.
Okay, because I do want to get back to that though. I do want to get
again.
Back
This comes down to definitions, right? Like
Mm.
somebody might think you've got to be brilliant for 5 years. Somebody might think you've got to be brilliant for 2 years. For me, I just think it's consistency. Like, why do we call? Listen, for me, the best player in world football is Rodri, hands down. Why I think Rodri is the best player in world football?
I agree.
Is because Rodri, week in, week out, tournament in, tournament out, club, country, this guy runs the show, right? So when I look at Rodri, that is every bit world class for me. Only me personally, he's the best footballer in the world for what he does. But sorry, best footballer in the world, right? Now, so then if I want to bring Declan Rice into this, who I think is a top midfielder, yeah, absolutely. As a Spurs fan, am I jealous that you've got a Declan Rice? Yeah, hell yeah, I am, right? The difference for me is if people then want to go, Declan Rice is world class, cool. But then my definition of Rodri is Rodri's world class. Declan Rice is nothing on Rodri. So can they both be world class? Yeah, I suppose. But again, it's all down to different levels. Is Rodri as good as a Pedri or a Gavi? Very different types of footballers.
Yeah,
I don't know, right? Listen, so I just think this need for everyone to have every player being world class bothers me. Second of all,
I agree.
It is, and this is where I agree with Monts a little bit. The biased nature of football fans is hilarious. Like Spurs fans for years. Oh my God, Harry Kane world class. Harry Kane is world class. He's world class. He's brilliant. Cool, but why are you so desperate for it? Son's world class. Why are you so desperate? Have your opinion. Be comfortable in your opinion. For the record, Son, not world class. Never has been. World class finisher.
Oh, that's a video from What's Better If on you. There you go. That's one. That's two.
Right. Whereas Harry Kane is a world class striker, but the whole "what has he won" argument is very difficult because he's at a club where he's not gonna win a lot. So I just think that's free. I just think it's just a little bit. It's a little bit mad how everyone needs validation. I'll ask this about Saka. Here's the question. I've just told you I think he's a top player. What makes him world class? What is it that makes him world class?
Okay, so if for me, and again, going off what I said and what you said, whether or not you think he's world class or I need to justify it, it doesn't matter. My point was my original thing is I just don't like I need to talk about Harry Kane. I need to mention Saka. I need to mention this player. This player had to go through this trouble. So this is why that's petulant. That's what my annoyance was. And for me, I think the consistency. He agrees with me, but hold on. So the consistency.
Maybe it's the way I say things. Maybe it's the way I say things. Maybe it's the way I say things.
Arsenal fans will ask. Maybe it's the way I say. Arsenal fans will ask the question. But anyway, let's just because there was a point where somebody said Arsenal has a world-class defense. How can Arsenal have a world-class defense, have no world-class defenders, don't have a world-class keeper? How? So can somebody explain? Can somebody
explain that easily? Because the sum of the parts are greater than the one. But this is but listen, bear in mind, I'm a Spurs fan about to say something very nice about Arsenal, right? When
that's 4 videos.
Right, shut up, you.
Is that my available? Yeah.
He's going to make loads of videos about me later, isn't he? He's going to be loads of videos about me.
If you say the C-bomb in an Australian accent, do you reckon YouTube still picks up on it?
Look, do you know how many times that word was used on my stream the other day, and I've not been demonetized?
Hold on, who was using it? Him?
Yeah.
I was using it. I was using it in terms of referring to what people have said, right? Not calling somebody it. Anyway, look. The defense part for me is I look at Arsenal, and first of all, a superbly drilled team, absolutely, you can see what Arteta's worked on. Defensively solid. You can see it from both games. But what they've got as well is that ability for Partey and Rice, who I thought were both sublime yesterday, to sit, drop back in front of that back four and protect. I think Arsenal was a back four. I think that back four is absolutely top notch. And the only team I can see with a better defense than them in Europe is Inter Milan, right? So I think Arsenal have got the first or second best defense in the world at the moment. Now, do I look at all of your players individually and say, he's world class, he's world class? No. But as a unit, it works. And this is sometimes when I see these futile...
But is it a world-class defence? Is it a world-class defence?
I think at the moment it is performing like a world-class defence. You've not conceded 3 goals in a game for over 450 days or whatever it is.
So it's consistency you're saying now? Because that's what Saka does, right?
Hang on. Let's not make the leap between a back four and Saka or Salah, right? Let's keep it at the back four. The back four for me is it works. Now, this is why, when you see these massive debates online of who's better, this player or that player, sometimes it's not always the better player that makes something function. Yeah. Jacob Murphy at Newcastle is the absolute epitome of that this season. Jacob Murphy doesn't get any glowing references being as good as Mo Salah, being as good as Bukayo Saka. But look at the season he's having
19 GA, I think.
Because it works. Because the manager's got the best out of him because it works. But we're so caught up on who is better, him or him. And normally, when those conversations happen, Lee, it descends into my player versus your player. And let me give you an example quickly, Lee, before you come in, and then I'll shut up.
Yeah, go on. So, no. It's interesting.
Whatever I say, if I'm talking about other clubs, so I've just sat there, I've not talked about my team in any way, shape, or form. The first thing I normally get back from childish fans is, oh, but you're a Spurs fan. Look at your right winger. Look at your defender.
Sounds like that.
And that's the problem with football fans nowadays. I can't turn around and go, I think this player's crap or I think this player's brilliant without someone going, yeah, but you've got Brennan Johnson. Yeah, but I wasn't talking about it. So listen, top class defense. If it's world class, prove it. Go to PSG.
That was a brilliant.
Go to the Emirates, win the Champions League. If you win the Champions League, it's going to be because you're a bloody well-organised drill team. I hope you don't, obviously, as you would expect, but you might.
Listen. I don't disagree with anything you're saying. My only retort back to that is when you mentioned Murphy, he's got 19 GA this season or wherever it is. Fantastic, but it's not consistent. He hasn't done that over 4 years. He hasn't done that on the international stage. And I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with everything you're saying. So all I'm saying to you is, with the Saka thing, why I would constantly push back is because he's done it on so many different levels. Yeah, 100%. He's done it on so many different levels with 2 different teams in terms of on England and Arsenal, and he's done it on the European stage now. So for me, it's almost like, okay, fine. The winning trophies is
Lee, let me interject. Has he done it on the when you say he again? Listen, I'm going to play devil's advocate for a bit. When you say he's done it on the European stage, what's the definition of done it?
Okay.
What does that mean? What? Because he's had a great
on a European stage.
Savva, you're being petulant.
No, he's not. On a European stage.
He's being petulant.
On a Europe. No.
I'm leaving.
No, because this is
a good conversation.
Now it's a good conversation.
On a European stage. You know why this is a proper conversation, because it's not just because my player didn't get this, my player didn't get that.
I have no affiliations to Harry Kane.
It's like
It's the way I say it. I'm going to dot my I's and cross my T's.
No, because it's literally like, man, shout out my niece. Oh, but my older brother Liam, my niece Tegan. But if Liam's done this, why can't I have that?
No, you can't differentiate between player bias. Then that's fine. You can't differentiate between player bias.
For me, when I talk about these players, when I talk about Saka, when I say he's done it, he's performed to get Arsenal into positions to win games. Now, if anybody keeps talking about trophies, whenever we talk, and again, the petulant side of me, whenever Liverpool fans talk about Gerrard, their precious saviour, holier than thou player, being the best player in the Premier League, and anybody talks about and anybody talks about Lampard being the best player in the Premier League or best midfielder in the Premier League or
They
scores,
should let him leave.
they don't want to hear the trophy
That's
side
a
of
sacking.
things. They don't want to hear
That's
about
a
it's a
sacking.
team game. They want to talk about individual qualities. The individual quality of Saka is by far superior than most players in his position. The individual quality has propelled Arsenal and England into position to win games. For me, that puts you in a world-class bracket. Now, when you talk about the next level of winning, that has always got to do with team achievement. Because again, whenever people talk about Ronaldo, R9 not winning the Champions League, they don't belittle him because they talk about his skill and they don't talk about the fact that he didn't win the Champions League, which by far is the
just one
no, I'm not comparing the Saka and
I hear what you're saying.
Ronaldo.
I know you're not comparing them, but he's won everything else.
I'm talking about the fact that trophies are a team momentum. The trophies
For you,
are
when you want it to be. For
no,
Saka's
it's not. No, it's not. It's for you as well.
benefit in this
Okay,
argument.
by that metric.
Yeah,
by
I
that
just see
metric,
that. By the way, how do you feel? You just got Ancelotti sacked, by the way, and now how he's going to feed his kids?
But
How do you feel, man?
With his eyebrow.
Literally.
Can we round that conversation off? Lee, I agree with you. Lee, I do agree with you. I think again, it comes down to preference. For me, I think for first of all, I don't know why anyone really needs their player to be put in that bracket. Second of all, I think what Saka needs to do to shut everyone up to be on that level is in the semi and in the final and maybe in a Premier League at some point, get it completely over the line where he is the main man. But
you don't know. Let's be clear. Let's be clear. Sorry, one thing, right? So, let me ask you all this question. Otherwise, it won't work. Is Kevin De Bruyne, and when I say "is," I'm meaning now as he is about to retire, is Kevin De Bruyne world class?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Above and beyond.
Now, hold on. So, okay, cool. And as a City fan, I'm saying now, Kevin De Bruyne has not done it in everything. Yeah.
Of course.
100% he's done it consistently for 8 years in different competitions. So I think that's the thing. It doesn't have to be in every competition, does it?
Yeah, but no one called KDB world class this year.
No. I agree. I'm not here defending or attacking anyone. I'm literally trying to work out what the metrics is, saying
you'll never know that. It will always you'll never know the metrics because everyone else is different. Even though when I said that, it was another thing that was bypassed. Even though, again, I'm gonna have to maybe less emotion when I say things, because that clearly everything completely misconstrued when I say things. But as I said, when Lee's talking about trophies and done it on the big stage, like what Savva said, done it and winning things are two different things. And when we're talking about players who have won things and haven't won things, Saka hasn't won anything. Of course, he's won the FA Cup, but like that's like Sturridge winning the Champions League with Chelsea, like. Or even even that, that's a bit of a disrespect just because he didn't start in the final. But it's like, again, he didn't really contribute. So in terms of winning something, like,
I think consistency.
Hold
on.
Like using Gerrard as an example doesn't make much sense because Gerrard has won everything but the Premier League. Using R9 as an example is a poor example because R9 has won everything but the Champions League, including
about trophies. That's what I'm talking about.
So yes, Lampard has more trophies than Gerrard, and I think there's agendas against Lampard that shouldn't be had either. The fact that he was an exceptional
world class.
But my point is, there's a difference between a player who's won everything but one trophy and a player who's won fuck and all. There's a difference. So that's why the argument
is for me, because I just want to make my last point. I think for me, right, we're all in the era of we went to school. We got A's, we got a GCSE grade 8 as U or whatever it is, right? And I just want everybody to remind themselves when we talk about world class, it's the same. It's the same thing like getting a GCSE A. You can get 100% and get an A. You can get 85% and get an A.
Yeah.
Just because you got 85%, you still got an A, right? Or you got 100%, you still got A. Just because you're a lower level of world class or elite or whatever it is compared to, so going back to the whole Savva's point with comparing the likes of that can rise to, who was it? Rodri, sorry.
Rodri.
Just because Rodri is by far and away 100% world class, elite, whatever it is, doesn't mean it doesn't diminish how world class Declan Rice can be. And this isn't the conversation. I'm just talking in general. That's just for me. So look, Saka
Savva
to me
did that
is world
already. He
class.
said you could still be
That's
world
it.
class at the same time, but you
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
address.
I
You
don't-
didn't address what I said. You didn't address what I said, Lee.
Matt,
That's
are you
fine.
right, by the way?
Yeah.
You're right, Matt.
You
down
didn't
there.
address what I said, Lee. I needed you, Lee. So there's no
Guys,
rebuttal.
Nah, I'm not addressing. You're petulant, bro. You're petulant.
Look, see,
Guys,
look,
guys,
see,
listen,
see,
listen. Guys, just
Well, let me-
quickly, right? The
Yeah,
reason
go
I
on,
asked
go on.
about Virgil
Now
van
you're
Dijk, the reason I said
Alright.
Virgil van Dijk is
You're
he
being
was on the
petulant
screen,
I'm
right?
All right, man.
The reason I ask is sometimes
really-
we don't have to do all this
Hold on.
analysis.
Anything gets on.
Sometimes you just see a player and go, yes,
Mm.
yes, you are. You don't need trophies to back up
Yeah.
that Ronaldinho was world class. You don't need trophies to back up De Bruyne is. I don't need to know his stats in the Champions League. Sometimes you just look at players and everyone knows, yeah, you are world class, right?
Yeah.
Other people, you're gonna have on the fence. Listen, Saka, I think you should probably move on. Saka's a top footballer.
Yeah,
Some
yeah.
think he's world class, some think he's not. Doesn't mean if he's not
That's
right
all
now,
right.
he can't be.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah,
but-
yeah.
bias in football is crazy.
The first
Yeah,
thing I opened up with. That's the first
Man.
thing I opened up with.
He
Savva.
did. He did. To be fair,
I
by
ain't
the
gonna
way,
lie, boy. I remember
Lee.
Mertesacker is world class
No.
as well, innit? He won the World
I,
Cup.
by the way,
It's mad when I say it. It's mad when I say it.
I
Was
want
Gareth Bale
I'm-
world class?
No,
fucking
Yes.
two right.
Yes.
Didn't win.
No,
Didn't
no,
win.
he didn't
Didn't
win
win
it. He
at
didn't win
Tottenham.
anything. Yeah, he
Still
didn't win
set the
anything,
world
yeah.
alight at Tottenham, right? So it's.
But he was doing mad things that I've. Yeah, that was. Yeah, anyways,
Yeah, but you
got
see
a
what I
point, to
mean?
be fair.
You
got a
see
point,
what
got a
I mean?
point, yeah,
You
yeah,
see what I
of
mean,
course, of
Was
You
course.
see what I
Suarez
mean?
world class? What thing? Suarez world
Fucking
class?
two right.
When he
Two
can
right.
look at
Oh,
the
I stop because we're gonna go into a
No,
nostalgic conversation in a minute.
There we go.
You know what's not world class though? You know
Yeah,
what's not world
you're
class? Want you being petulant? Sorry,
Yeah,
I had
I'm
to
being
do that one.
petulant. Yeah, I'm being
Sorry, I had to
petulant.
do that one. You're being
No, no, I'm
petulant.
being petulant.
We don't have world class likes at the moment, even though we got world class numbers.
Stop
If you
being
want to be
petulant,
world
people.
class, stop being petulant, people.
Oh, it's bad to think that the most petulant person
That's
on the
bad
panel
word to do.
used to be a teacher. Mad.
You used to be a teacher, Daps.
No, fuck off.
Paz,
Nice.
Paz, one of my friends.
Nice.
Paz, one of my friends has just messaged me and said this. He's watching the show,
Go
and I
on,
think
big
this
up your
sums it
your
up.
friend.
And he said, if a player is truly world class, you wouldn't have to have a conversation about it.
Oh,
Say that again. So you
Well-
cut out. I didn't even hear you. I didn't even hear
If a player is
Come on.
truly world class, you wouldn't have to have a conversation about it. I
you.
love
No,
that.
no. I don't think there should be a
I love
conversation. Though. I don't think there should be. I don't think.
You should have
No,
said
I
super
hear
chat.
you. I don't mean you. I just meant. I just think that's. I think
I
it's
got-
right.
basically, he
Well,
wouldn't be divided. He wouldn't be dividing opinions.
Yeah, I got a few of these to do. By the way, people.
Salah
Big
can't be the
big
goal.
up Abdullah. He says what Harry Kane is doing, Saka also is doing the same thing as well for club and country. He's been carrying Arsenal on his back for over 5 seasons now, and he's still 23 and has a long way to go. That's a great super chat. Master Roshi, that's the greatest name ever. To be fair, Savva, what would a Spurs fan, exactly what you kind of said, addressed, know about
I
glory?
think we just summed up.
I'll
that
let this
is a
one.
dickhead. Sorry.
He said, "I'll let this one slide since you don't know any better. Let us have our world class conversations. You can carry spectating from 50."
Yeah, I can't
I-
lie. I hate them. I hate them.
These sorts of comments, dude. Listen, it's not your fault. Your parents brought you up badly. It's not your fault. Sorry, dude. Not your fault.
Illy says, "I don't know if he's
Football.
saying be like Savva or be quiet Savva or be
Be
quiet
quiet,
Savva."
Savva, you know.
He's being quiet.
I've literally
No,
just
Lee, that's
praised
petulant.
Arsenal. Said you've got
That's
a world
petulant.
class
That is
defense.
petulant.
Said you could
Come
win
on,
the
mate.
Champions
Who's
League,
that?
and
Be
people are
quiet.
like, "You're
Be
Spurs.
quiet.
You can't talk."
Big up.
Oi,
These people
Cass,
are dumb.
we need to get Savva on more.
Yeah.
He seems to bring in super chats.
Yeah,
for no
literally.
reason.
I think
It's just dumb.
I think Andy's saying smash the likes if you haven't done so yet. So even if you're on your TVs and the rest of it, any device basically, please they do a mad justice for the channel, and also it'll bring other people on this panel, some new subscribers as well. Master Roshi again says Jacob Murphy needs to do it at the Burnabout in UCL when it matters, and then we'll have him in the conversation, just like what y'all did with Saka. Did I do that correct, by the way? Doing it at St James's Park isn't doing it in a Burnabout. but he
Did
didn't
this-
use it as a.
Did this
no,
dickhead
don't-
not listen to what I said? Did you not listen to what I said? I didn't put him in the conversation. I said you can be a player that isn't world class, that has a very good season because your manager gets the best out of you. What is?
And once and Savva is Harry Kane world class? They've already both said yes.
Said already, yeah.
They already said yes.
What are we doing? What are
Master
we
Roshi's back again. He says Arsenal players have a tax on them. It didn't take long for fans to have Palmer in a world-class combo, yet Saka has been consistent and improving since playing left back.
No, sorry.
Let me finish this part. The trophy point falls apart with Kane. Consistency is the only metric.
All right. So let me just the one thing on this is right. I agree with you. If right now someone brought up the conversation right now, Saka or Cole Palmer, yeah, which one's more likely to be world class? It 100% is Saka because he's been more consistent with it. But are we going to act like Arsenal fans weren't putting Saka in a world class conversation after one season? Because they were. Right,
and that's my
by the
point.
way,
When Goonily says after 4 seasons,
yeah.
he wasn't thinking this after 4 seasons. He's thinking this before this.
But I'm talking. It doesn't matter.
Palmer
It doesn't
came
matter.
along. These guys were so annoyed when Chelsea fans are putting Palmer on this.
But this is my point.
After that season and a half, Arsenal fans were so annoyed at Chelsea fans for the cheek of them.
Why are you proving me?
After hold on, let me land.
But this is why you're being passionate, bro. Why do you keep mentioning that?
Come on. Let's let me know where this is going to go. Yeah.
Let me finish. I'm saying
they
were so annoyed. They were so annoyed at Chelsea fans putting Palmer on the world-class pedestal after 18 months, after the 4 goals he got at Wolves, after scoring in the final in the Euros, saying, oh, he's ticked off this, he's ticked off that, everything Saka's done, he's ticked off this. They're so annoyed at Palmer being fast-tracked, but they were doing the same thing. Listen, come on, man. What we doing here?
But why you're being passionate, Mons, is because you constantly. Wait, hold on. Wait. Why do you keep mentioning? Why do you keep mentioning 4 years ago? We're talking about right now. Is Saka world class? No,
let's move the conversation.
You keep mentioning what happened in his first season. Nobody cares, and what Arsenal fans said. Nobody cares about that now. We're talking about right now. You keep going back. You keep talking about like this, bro. No, stop comparing. Just talking about what happened 4 years ago. What happened right now is that he has got 24 goals and assists in 24 games. He has constantly done it. Over the 4 or 5 years that he's been a professional in the first team for Arsenal, he's played multiple positions. He's done it on the world stage, he's done it on the European stage, and he's done it on the Champions League stage. That's what we need to talk about. Stop talking about 4 years ago what Arsenal fans said about him.
He's done it, we've won it. But go on, that's cool.
Yeah, you know what? Let's just move the conversation on, man. Again, it's just a metric, innit? AMT says I don't believe in judging players while still playing, only at the end of their careers.
Then we'd have to just delete the channel and just when the players retired, make the channel.
We're gonna move on the conversation.
That'll be cool.
Like the conversation
channel
now,
be named after the player.
I mean, you can like the video now that we're moving on as well. You can subscribe to all the lads here as well. If the ones that got channels, give me a sec. There we go. Look, you can find their channels there. So you can screenshot this, go back to it, all of that stuff. Van Dijk's
Can I just say as well, I didn't know WrestleMania is coming to Netflix. And I also want to say, please make sure you go and watch the stream from Big Six Bank yesterday, because that was an all-timer. I'm not going to
I was going to say, you wanted to...
It was.
That was an all-timer.
It was.
You want to talk on Van Dijk? I was going to say there's 2 teams that... Well, there's actually 3 teams that have got European football tonight, right? But then I realised I'm probably not allowed to talk about European football, am I? Because we're not in it at the moment.
Yeah, that's damn right.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Well, just like the host, looking from 15th kind of thing.
I'm not allowed to talk.
You're not even allowed in.
I'm not allowed to talk about Spurs in a must-win game tonight for Big Ange. I'm not allowed to talk about Amarin in a must-win game for Man United.
No, it's bust or bust.
For who?
For both.
I don't even think Savva wants to talk about Spurs. If we're being honest, does Savva actually want to talk about Tottenham?
No.
But can we say
he does? Savva, it's a relevant thing. Savva does, because I'm pretty certain Savva is praying, that tonight he gets what he wants. And I don't know whether that's go through or whether that's
this is a 5th video for the Hotspur hypocrisy.
Do you know what? I see what you're trying to do. You're trying to make me say I want to lose. so that Ange gets sacked, so that the rest of the Spurs fan base can clip me up. I see what you're doing.
No, I don't know which one you want.
It's win-win. If we win, we go through to a semi-final. If we lose, Ange Postecoglou has got no legs to stand on, has to go. It's that simple for me. Yeah, you all know my feelings on Ange. Worst manager I've ever seen at the club. So I don't know what else I can say about it.
Sab, what? Worse than, what's his name? Jack Santini. Jack Santini as well. Boy.
Jack Santini had about 8 games. This guy's had £400 million, 17 new players in 2 years, and we still look like a team on the playground all chasing the ball. He's the worst manager I've ever seen. Any Spurs fan that wants him, I can only... they've got what they deserve, right? You've got what you deserve. Anyone that wants this football. We're 15th, 17 defeats in 32. It's just gone like that. Ever since he's come in the club.
What you doing, mate?
Back the team. No. So yeah, I've got. I don't expect anything. I go there tonight. Are Frankfurt the greatest team in the world? No. But are we any good? No. I don't know.
Yeah, but Savva, can I ask then? So, do you think these players are top 6, top 10, top 8? Are they a top 4 kind of squad? Do you think? Because personally speaking, nobody had Tottenham in the top 4 this season. I don't think many people had Tottenham in the top 6 this season. Oh, okay. There may be, out of 1,000.
No. It's the guy who's petulant on his.
We know what Monts is. We know what Monts does.
I also had Chelsea in 6th. Was that petulant, Lee?
Yeah,
that was one of my good ones.
No, but hold on. One thing. Me and Monts, when it comes to Chelsea, me and Monts and I, we're this, so it's cool. But listen, I don't know. I am interested to get your opinion on what you think of Spurs.
So I had Spurs to finish 7th at the beginning of the season and got absolute dogs abuse from my own fan base. Absolute dogs abuse for saying 7th. That very same fan base are now telling me that it's all the players, they're all crap. Look, there are gaps in our team, of course there are, but I'll say this. When I look at all the teams that are above us, if I had said to any Spurs fan or any football fan, right, at the beginning of the season, because hindsight's a wonderful thing. If I had said to anyone at the beginning of the season, I'm going to swap Spurs squad for Palace, for Brentford, for Fulham, for Brighton, for Forest, right? If I had said for Bournemouth, if I had said to anyone, I'm going to swap the Spurs squad for all of them, no one would have said, yeah. You wouldn't. As much as people want to banter Spurs, you wouldn't. You've got World Cup winners in there. You've got people like Mickey van der Ven that loads love. Porro was ripping it up at Sporting Lisbon. Jed Spence's a good player. Bentancur plays brilliantly for Uruguay. Kulusevski, Maddison, Son. This team should be, let me look at the league table. This team should be, for me, where in between Villa and Bournemouth, where Villa and Bournemouth are in the league right now, in that 7th, 8th place. But there's no coaching, Lee. So it's really difficult for me to turn around and say how good anyone is. None of the young players have really developed because they're not being coached. The back 4 isn't drilled. There's no flow when we move forward. There's nothing's been coached. So I think you give these players to an Iriola, to a Silva, to a Frank. Notice how I'm not even going to the top managers here. I think you see a much better team, much better organised. Unfortunately, we're a bit of a laughing stock at the moment.
Listen, for me, and again, this is me trying to be very, very calm and objective. Personally speaking, for a top 6 team, I don't think you've got anyone of substance other than Jed Spence, off the top of my head. You know what? I actually don't mind Vicario. I think he's a great shot stopper. I think Jed Spence, Vicario, and Van der Ven. I wouldn't take anyone from your midfield. I know Bergwijn looks nice on the ball, but I don't think he's effective. I don't think that he actually does enough to push you. And again, I said top 6 to top 4. I don't think he's good enough. I think Bissouma's inconsistent. I think, Kulusevski as well. Sorry, apologies. Those 3 or 4, whatever I said. But for me, I wouldn't take Son. I think he's dried up now. He reminds me of a prune. Yeah,
he's gone.
I think if you look at the likes of Werner, if you look at the likes of Solanke, I think Solanke has been absolutely overhyped.
He's not rubbish. He's not rubbish, though.
He's not rubbish. No. Remember, I'm saying a top 6 to top 4. I don't think he's good enough. So for me,
I do.
I know you shouldn't be 16th or 50th. Where are you?
17th. Okay, sorry, Savva, sorry.
You shouldn't be 15th, right? You shouldn't be 15th, but you don't have a good squad, mate. I'll be so honest with you.
But again, Lee, this goes back to what I said just now. When we're talking about the sum of the parts are greater than the one, right? Is if you get a good coaching, look at the coaching job. Look what Eddie Howe did when he went into Newcastle. They were rock bottom, and everyone was saying all their players were relegation. It's look at what Glasner's gone in and done at Palace. You know, the difference he's made there in the year that he's been there.
Smashed up 10 goals in the last 2 games.
But that's over 2 games.
Oh,
right?
sorry,
I'm talking about
I had to do it.
In general, right? Look at what Silva's implemented at Fulham. Fulham are a difficult team to play against. Right, look at Iriola at Bournemouth. Look,
Amarin at Man United.
But I don't think, Lee, that we've got. I'm not going to sit here and argue with you that Spurs should be Champions League and winning things. No way. But what we have got is a better squad than where we are, and what we have got at the moment is a manager that it feels like a social experiment. It's a social experiment. You know, no one's seen this type of football before. We're revolutionary. No one's seen this.
I thought you meant an Australian manager.
And Savva, can I just quickly ask?
He's not Australian. He's Greek. He's not Australian.
When you say squad, are you talking of? So, do you think your first 11 is good enough to get you top 4, but your squad isn't, or is it literally? Because I know you're not going to
catch me out mentioning the top 4. You're not going to catch.
Okay, fine.
We're not there. But what I'm saying is, in this year, where I don't think the league has been that strong, and where there's a lot of teams that are flirting with Champions League football this year, there is no reason why Spurs shouldn't be in and around that 6th, 7th, 8th place now that are all looking at, could we squeeze in for Champions League? I'm not saying we're that good, but a good coach with these, as I said, Romero's a World Cup winner. Mickey van der Ven, if he leaves, will be wanted by good football clubs. Pedro Porro was excellent with Sporting Lisbon. Right, Kulusevski is a very good technical player. James Maddison, his numbers over the last 4 or 5 years in the Premier League, he's got excellent goal contribution. But again, we've got a playmaker that this manager can't seem to get into the number 10 position because he wants everyone running around like headless chickens. Sonny's fallen off a cliff. But for me, look, we're shit. If I'm going to be honest, right now we're shit. There's no. I can't come on here and back it. I can come on here and do what these other fans want me to do and just die on a hill for Spurs. But right now, we're not in a good moment, and this moment has been 18 months, Lee. So here's one for you. Since Ange's first defeat, right, which was a 4-1 defeat to Chelsea. In the game where we had the men sent off.
9 men in it,
9 men. And he decided to play all 8 of them on the halfway anyway. Right. Since that defeat, Tottenham Hotspur have played, if I'm not wrong, Tottenham Hotspur have played something like 60 Premier League games, 61 Premier League games. And in that time, we are 15th in the form table under this manager.
Jesus Christ.
Doesn't know how to set up. We concede goals for fun. It's utterly shambolic. He's taken, I think someone said 77 points from the last 60 games. So look at that as a point per game average. We've lost 17 league games, 21 in all competitions, and we've still got fans that are going, Savva, you're a shit fan because you're not backing the manager. How can I back that?
But Savva, can I just for one sec? I've just looked at the Premier League, right? So you're 15th. I think that your team should be about 10th because I wouldn't take your squad over United's probably. I wouldn't take your squad over Brighton's, Fulham, Aston Villa, Chelsea, and then the rest of them. So I think your squad's probably better than
We've got
give
a
or
better
take
squad
Forest.
than Fulham. We've got a better
It's a better squad than Fulham, yeah, I'd agree.
I think we've got a better squad than Man United. If we're going to be really honest about this,
much more balanced.
What you can't tell me, Lee, right? When you're saying 10th, you've got to remember this Tottenham finished 5th last season, right? There's no way that we can turn around and go, right, we finished 5th, but all of a sudden, Brentford, Bournemouth, Palace, Fulham, Forest should all be above us. It doesn't make any sense at all.
Fair.
The manager is, look, again, I'm not going to sit here and argue with you that we should be this amazing team. But the fact that we are what? We are 7 point. Hang on, let me get my maths right. The fact that we are 11 points off the top half of the table shows you that this manager is absolutely
it's crazy.
shocking.
It's crazy. It's
right?
crazy.
So do you know what? I've got mates in my WhatsApp chats, right? And even in my YouTube WhatsApp groups. Everyone stopped taking the piss out of me because we're that bad.
Yeah.
Like people can't believe it. You know, like normally be like Spurs are bottom half. We're so bad now. We're so bad that people are actually starting to feel sorry rather than rip the piss out of me. That's how shit.
So who do you want as manager? Who do you want?
Mate, I'll take you as manager over Ange Postecoglou. I'll take
No, come on. I want a
take
name.
anyone.
Who do you want? Who do you
I
want a bit of petulance?
I'd like that.
Come
I'd like if we're looking at Premier League, I'd like Glasner, Frank. Iriola, Silva, one of them. If we're looking at, listen, I'd love an Eddie Howe, but it's not going to happen. If we're going to go abroad, I would like someone like Xavi Hernandez because he can work. We've got a lot of young players he can work with. But realistically, I'd like someone like Holness of Stuttgart to come in. Maybe a Terzic. Mate, just somebody that comes in and can organise a team. They don't have to bring us in and get us Champions League in year one. But please, can I watch a Tottenham where I'm not embarrassed?
You've got a great, your youth team. Your youth team is actually like proper good as well. I don't know if you like. I mean, you follow the youth team. Your under 21s, under 18s, mate. They are so good, like proper good as well.
This manager don't play any of them. This manager don't.
Yeah, no, that's what's disappointing. Like you're not playing. You're not playing the young guys.
I predicted Spurs to finish 9th this season. Yeah, and everyone's laughing. And I just think, Sav knows all. When the Spurs play something like a Wolves away, like them type of games, you know what you're going to get. Spurs will concede one, they crumble, or they'll take the lead. And I was saying like Romero get for Argentina, Romero get for Spurs, two different players.
Two different players. He don't want to be
He doesn't care. And I just feel like Spurs are at a point where it is a crossroads because, we talk about teams like Bournemouth, we talk about teams like Brighton. Look what Villa did against PSG. Like you've got these teams where they're up in their level now, and Spurs could easily get left behind right now. So the next move, the next manager, it's massive. It's massive.
Do you know the funny thing? The funny thing about it, Matt, is this: I get this all the time. Whenever I'm in a chat room, I get people that say stupid things and people that don't watch football, and I think it's funny. So people saying, all the while you've got these owners, you're never going to be like what I just said, which is a good organised team that are hard to beat. But this isn't true. If we actually look at Spurs in the last 2 decades, we've had some very good teams that were very good, very hard to beat. Now, I know people will go, oh, but winning things, that's not what I'm saying. Harry Redknapp, for 3 or 4 years at Spurs, we were very good to watch. We were very well organised. We attacked well. We defended well. We got into the Champions League. We looked good. Pochettino's team, right, for 4 years, finishing 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, very good. Unbeaten at home, well organised. We had the best defence in Europe for 2 years running, right? It was good. Jose Mourinho even. When Jose Mourinho was here, believe it or not, for the 18 months Jose was here, only 3 Premier League managers got more points than Jose. So when people just say things, right, that like, oh, that will never happen. You've never had that. First of all, it shows me they don't know Spurs because it's just an easy thing to say. Second of all, when people are going, well, look what happened with Jose and Conte, completely different thing. If you bring in Jose and Conte, you bring in to win now. Yeah, I don't bring in Jose and Conte for me to say, right, can you sort us out, mate, and turn us into a good team? I'm bringing in Jose and Conte and going, can you win now, please? And that doesn't happen at Tottenham. So I think people need to take away their, people need to take away their think. Like, look at this guy, Ashley, in your chat right now, right? Saying you've never got 86. He said you never got 80 plus points. Stop it. So again, unfortunately, Ashley, the problem with fans like you is you don't know your history. Pochettino had us in 2nd place on 86 points. So yes, we did. We had the best defense in Europe, right? So again, yes, if we're going to talk about winning things, cool, I'm here for that banner all day long.
Yeah. Are you mad?
That's not what I'm saying. People aren't. I think we've got this issue in this world now, especially in YouTube now, where people's listening skills are mind-blowingly bad. Like, I've not come on here and said we won everything. We got to 2nd under Poch. That was the year where everyone went, Levy, we're 2nd, 86 points, best defense in Europe. go and buy 3 or 4 players to complement this squad and kick on.
Yeah. So what have you won then?
Shut up.
Yeah.
But
Hey, do you
it's
know what, Savva? You know what as well? I think I said on another stream before, when Spurs got to that Champions League final, that summer after was the biggest summer because it was like you took the team to that level. It's like invest now. And all the, and at this point, we would not be talking about this where Spurs are now because that team you had then was phenomenal. And I think when did you sell Dembele in Jan? Was it Jan of that season as well?
Yeah. So what happened is we lost Walker. We lost Carl Walker to Man City.
Oh yeah, thanks for that.
You got 50 mil though.
And then the year we actually got to the Champions League final, we actually started to tail off massively in the league. Yeah, we finished 4th. We tailed off. We Dembele went lots of injuries and he went to China, I believe it was. And then we're in a Champions League final with a midfield of like Winks and Sissoko. And you're like, and people are going, "Oh, you didn't win it." Well, shock, we didn't win it. We had Winks and bloody Sissoko.
And a half bit Harry Kane.
Was that
the
the
world class Harry Kane though? World class
last game of the season. Was that the season last?
No,
game?
No. That was a couple of years before.
Right?
Right. Leicester won the league. We were second all
Worst
year,
final
and
I've ever seen.
Then fell away. But look,
I call it most professional final you've seen.
It is what it is, man. We are where we are, and
what it is, man.
Sound like feels like a long time ago. But Matt, you hit the nail on the head. That summer, we got to the Champions League final, and then the players we brought in were like Ryan Sessegnon, Jack Clarke, Lo Celso, and Ndombele, and you're like, is this what getting to a Champions League final does? So
sorry, last point.
It's not like Ndombele was a bad signing on paper.
No, he was cracked at Lyon, man. He was sick.
It's more of an attitude thing from the higher ups to see that his attitude wasn't good enough, not necessarily the quality of the player.
Yeah, didn't scout him. Didn't scout his mentality
as well. Because he was a ridiculous footballer, quality wise.
Yeah, I feel like Spurs as well. I feel like Son. People may think I'm wrong. I think they should have sold him for some decent money and invested them pieces
massively.
No, they need that fan base over in Korea, mate.
Like, come on,
that's why they bought in Yang. That's why we bought Yang.
I think who was it? Did you watch that interview? I think it was Kieran Maguire. What his name is? You're talking with Rio.
Yeah.
What he said was spot on. He said, in terms of business, Spurs are top, number one, whatever. But on the pitch, like, come listen. I've been to that stadium. Even an Arsenal fan, I hate to admit it. I went to that stadium. I was like, no, they're taking a great game. It is.
But it's not intimidating, Matt, is it?
No, it's not intimidating. Yeah,
and by the way, White Hart Lane, always used to be rocking. Always used to be rocking. Whereas I do think that's a Tottenham tried with the new, but getting the new stadium like that, it's do you know what? I feel like the only way
stadium, isn't it?
It's not new generation, it's also new generation fans make it more difficult to get games rocking. But I also do think do you know what? At times the Emirates can be quiet, but then they showed the other day. You need something to really get you going, I think.
You've got to remember, a lot of the fans that will come to Tottenham, because of the stadium, have been, there's a lot of Koreans that will come every game to watch Sun. They're not Tottenham. A lot of it is corporate tickets, so they're actually pushing out the normal fan.
It's the same at my club, Bo. Exactly the same at my club. Yeah, Bo, we're going through exactly the same thing at the moment. So it's, to be honest with you, it's most big clubs at the moment.
AMT doesn't mean we don't discuss them about. This is from before as well. I think he's following up from an old. Obviously, you might be watching on Rewind the World Cup, world class conversations too early. Blah blah. Big up for the super chat though. Obviously, Fonzie says, "But you should hold back the team. Don't be a can't, Savva." That's what Fonzie's saying. I agree. By the way, anything that's got the word the C bomb in it, I agree. For 6 seasons, Spurs were above Arsenal in the league, an average of 6 points. But in the last 3, including this one, Arsenal are averaging 20 points plus. AMT saying, big up for the super chat once again. Smash the likes, people, as well. Quick one. Are Spurs and Man United, if not one, going through tonight?
Spurs aren't.
I think they both go out.
Both out? What are you saying, Lee?
I'm not going to lie to you. I think Spurs are going to go through and Man United are going out.
I hate you. You're being petulant, mate. Mons?
I think they're both. I think the Xerxes injury is a mad thing for Man U. I think if Xerxes was, I would have put Man U going through. You know.
Yeah, I think Man United are out, and that's why, because of that.
I could be right. I think it's generally balanced on a knife edge, but I'm going to ease towards Leon going through. I think Leon actually go through on penalties, though. I still don't think they, just because of the injury, they go through comfortably. It's not going to be comfortable. And for Spurs, I think that performance, I'd draw positive as a Spurs fan, not myself. I think Spurs fans would draw positives from that performance in it, because bro, Bergvall, they should have won that game. If you saw the spell in the second half, should have won that game in it. I just think that
Jules disagreed.
No, because obviously they had chances as well, but Bergvall rattling the bar. That's the second keeper, and the saves he was pulling off was a mad thing. You know?
Madness.
He was pulling off some.
The thing is, Spurs score goals. Spurs score goals, man.
But you know, they're away though.
The transition at times was it, like the way, like, you know, Frankfurt were able to go up the other end, get the ball to Ekatike, and it's a goal scoring opportunity. It's very end to end. I'm gonna. Do you know what?
But they're away this time though.
Yeah, that's the problem. So I'm probably gonna lean towards Frankfurt on this one. I think I probably.
Frankfurt are confident as well,
but it's close. I don't think it's one way. I still think both English teams.
You know what it is? It's that Alkmaar. You know what threw me off? They done so well last time in Germany against Hoffenheim, right? But then it's like you got up against Alkmaar, and how are you getting slapped the way you did? It's like even though they got through in the end at home, but what the fuck is that? But other than that, it's just like you can't. You just don't know what you're gonna get. You really don't know what you're gonna get in it.
Spurs fans must hate football at times, or most of the time, because bro, the way Spurs turned it on at times in that game, it's like, why only now? Like you must look at that and go, how the way they like Savva, the way you lot turned it on at times in that game, you must think, where has that been at so many points?
But the thing is, when you watch Spurs every game, this is what we do. We turn it on for 15-minute spells, and everyone goes, Spurs are good.
That's what we do.
Look how bad we are at the back. We're so wide open. I think we're going to see a very different Frankfurt tonight. I think when I've watched Frankfurt play, they can mix it up between a back three, a back four, at home, hostile crowd. But I'm not going to overpraise them. I don't think they're great, but we're not very good. So any result wouldn't surprise me tonight. I reckon it goes to penalties. Let's go with that. I don't know.
I think Baby Easy's going to turn up tonight. Baby Easy.
You know what? You know, we talk about apologies and all this kind of stuff. You know, we talk about apologies and all that. Like, Sam, you got a point, to be fair. Like be confident in your opinion. Like me, when I go through tonight, I want apologies. I don't give a fuck. How about that? Me, see, you told me this about Sociedad and all this crap. I will be waiting. We'll be there.
I'm still fucking going about that.
They're going to respond to me. I'm going to block. Are you still block me?
Oh, you're on mute, mate. You're on Twitter. You're on mute. It don't matter. You're staying on mute. I don't know why you care so much. Like,
no, do you know what it is? It's good. It's you, bruv. Like, I've heard it with you bare times. I'm sure everyone. Southampton, Bournemouth, Castle come out like, that's different. We're winning. Then they
bro, thank you. Always says it every game.
Guess what? The game you mentioned, I won them.
There we go.
But he does do that. He does do that all the time.
He does it.
Hey, bro. If you're gonna scumbag, I'll wait till a Europa League final trophy. You know what?
I don't want any of you lot winning it, going close. Just take both of you out now, please. Just
But last thing, just quickly. Obviously, times there's chat for time. Really, Van Dijk obviously signed his new contract. We kind of knew that already. He just got announced about an hour and a bit ago.
We don't care about that, though, bro. We don't care about
other offers, but decided to stay. It's always been Liverpool. You know, I'm just glad he didn't say it means more. But
400k is absolutely asinine, though. I will say.
No, 400k is when you're the best in your position on the planet. What you do is pay someone the money as if they're the best player on the planet.
I do get that.
At 33, crazy.
100%. It's only for 2 years. So
that's not that bad. That's a good move.
I mean, it's not a 6 year. It's not 6 years.
Yeah. That's a good move.
Once do you think they've done it to kind of get money in terms of recruitment?
Say that again.
I'll say, like, you know, with what Salah's deal was 2 years. Yeah.
Salah, yes, they're both 2 years.
See how we talk about Liverpool and we just went dark. It's mad.
Now, just saying quickly, do you think they've done it? So let's say a Saudi club does come in for a Salah, you can kind of make money off it, or was it just what's the situation?
It's a bit of both. If they want to leave after 1 year, you can get a little bit of money for them. and also you keep your world-class players while you're making your transition into this new age Liverpool as seamless as possible. That's what it's about, transitioning in a way that's not going to make the club fall off a cliff.
You've done well. Liverpool's done well, bro. You've done your situation, wherever it is, it's done well. It's just that now you're going to have your PTSD parts if the board's going to do what they need to do.
Yeah, like obviously there's been the quotes, Liverpool are going to spend big. I do feel like conversations were had between Van Dijk and the owners. If I'm going to stay, you need to invest in the club, in investing in the player. So let's listen. War chest vibes every summer. We'll see if it's different this year. I don't think it will be so yet. So.
But anyways, people, make sure you subscribe, like the video as well. Look, Savva's got a second channel. You can see it there. The plus is not there for it to be fancy, like a little star or something. He's got a second channel. So if anyone wants to put that in the chat right now, that would be wicked. FHTV Plus. So he's not just talking Spurs. It's a bit of everything, like it's your clubs, basically. So if you like a little bit of validation and you want it from a Spurs fan that talks facts, then there you go. Unless you want a bit of hypocrisy, go over to Hotspur Hippie. Then obviously we've got Big Six Bands, Back of the Net podcast, all of that good stuff. Let's go raid Ems's channel. If anyone wants to hear more Arsenal stuff, I'm pretty sure you can go find that there. It doesn't really receive many redirects. It's nice to see when there's, when a small channel, you bless them and it's like, I remember those days.
Yeah, so actually what Kaz is saying is stay on here, go over there and like the video and subscribe.
Yeah.
Please.
Please. In a bit. And yeah, whatever. Ta-da.